Hey everybody, Red October. Today is August the 3rd, Wednesday. It's after work. I just left my grandfather's house. Gonna take care of some business for him, and I thought I'd make a quick video. It's been a little while since I put out a video. If you haven't seen my last 2 or 3 videos, go check them out. One of them's one of my latest projects I did. Came out pretty good. But I wanted to just kind of share my thought on the world changing, getting older, your values. Now, some of this you may have already heard, but I'm hoping I'm going to change it up a little bit, because I'm thinking about my own life, seeing how my grandpa is just getting older, and I mean he's getting frail. He's still strong, but he had a surgery yesterday for hernia, and he's a tough old man. You know, he was in there for the day, got out, and there he is. You know, he's up and about around the house. He's not doing anything, but I can see that, you know, he's just getting older. He's losing, you know, body fat, body mass. He still has a good grip, but he's getting older. And you know, I hate to say it or think it, but you know, there's going to come a time when he's going to pass on, and all of his stories and his history and his values will die with him. Now, the memories and the experiences and the teachings will pass on to me. Not everything, because obviously I'm a different generation, and you know, it's not that I don't value his values or see his way of thinking, you know, because I do hold on to a lot of just that old school mentality of respecting others, respecting your elders, respecting society, acting right, behaving, following the law, paying your dues, work hard. All those values, I'm carrying them on and doing my best to pass them on to my kids. And I have good kids. For the most part, I think that they're going to be successful. They've already acknowledged that you know, during Father's Day on their card, just that, you know, that they don't know too many people that have the values I have, and they appreciate me, and that warms my heart. It touches me right there to be proud that my kids acknowledge my way of living, which is a reflection of my grandfather and how he is and how he raised me to be. As best as I can, I'm trying to live up to his standards or his legacy. And but like I said, those values, those traditions, that way of thinking, it's all going to pass when he leaves this earth and goes up above to heaven. I believe that. That's me. I'm not saying you have to, but just thinking about the transition of generations, the way our world is changing. It's just, I mean, you turn on the news every day, it's some chaos. There's something stupid on, stupidity of people, people getting arrested or shot, and, you know, everybody focusing on what the cop did or didn't do or should have done, but nobody focuses on what led up to that event. And I know some people are going to say, well, it still doesn't give the cop the right to shoot or manhandle somebody, and I agree, but it takes two to tango. And that person that ended up being in that situation, that either got shot or got manhandled or roughed up or whatever the case may be, also contributed to that. There was a story on talk radio this morning in my local town of a judge saying that we have too many African Americans in our prison population. And I'm just using this as an example. I am not saying that I agree or disagree, but what I want to point out in the story is there's a reason why individuals, and I'm going to say individuals, not blacks or whites or Hispanics or Asians, but there's a reason why there's a certain percentage of a certain race in jail. It's not because based on their race, it's based on their actions. And if you hear me clearly, I'm identifying these individuals by their actions, not by the color of their skin, not by their race. If you want to be a good person in life, you're going to be a good person. Whether you're white, black, brown, whatever. If you want to be an evil person, if you want to break the law, if you want to constantly be in trouble, if you want to just do whatever the hell you want to do and feel like, hey, I don't care what the law says, I'm going to do what I want to do, then get ready to face the consequences. And wherever you're at in life, you're there because you decided to be there. You chose that decision, all right? You made those choices. And that's where our society is today. They don't want to point out, hey, why did you get arrested? Why did you get shot? Why did you get tased? Why did you get a beat down? We focus too much on the after effect of events of what happened instead of rationalizing what led up to that event, that final event that caused harm either to the police officer or to the citizen. I want to say law-abiding citizen because you break the law, you're not law-abiding. But what led up to that event? People don't like to point out their own faults. Society doesn't point out the wrongdoings of the individual. They're looking for the bigger story of, hey, let's talk about why, the cop shooting so-and-so. We all know that if you don't have to shoot someone, don't shoot them. We know that's common sense. But we're not in people's situations or in their shoes to say, well, I know how they felt because I was right there. We don't know. We weren't there. And of course, the person, the criminal, they're going to play the victim card of, why did he shoot me? Or I didn't do anything wrong. And there are some circumstances where there is wrong done by the cops. And I'm using the cops as an example because that's the best thing that I can think of right now of just how our society is. So going back to just about my grandfather and just thinking that, with him passing his ways of living, they'll pass with him. Now, I'm not naive to think that, we can always hold on to that idea, way of living because, well, we don't live in that world anymore. So you have to adapt to this current living condition that we're under here in America. It's not horrible, it's just different. And you can't apply that way of thinking all the time. You can do it sometimes. You can teach your kids good values. You can teach your kids respecting the law, respecting each other and society. But if you don't adapt and change your way of thinking to the way the world is now, and be on your toes, and be on guard, and if that means arming yourself because you don't want to be a victim, then so be it. We have to change as the world changes, right? Just some rambling thoughts, man. Just some rambling thoughts. Life is good so far. Everybody has their ups and downs. But the world is changing, and we have to change with it. And I'm not saying to conform and just be a libtard and throw away your guns. I think there's just some things you just have to stand up for. There's some things you just can't let go. There's some things that are worth fighting for in this world. And if that means you keeping those values, holding on to that belief until the end, then so be it. Then do it. Because when you die, when I die, when our kids die, those values, those traditions, maybe even some of those, that part of the Constitution that we've all kind of held on to, bits and pieces are being chipped away, and they may die with that generation, whether it's mine, yours, our kids, grandkids, and they will have to also change with the world. Not going to burn myself on this topic. I'm just kind of sharing my thoughts with you guys. I appreciate you listening. Take care of yourself. Watch your ass. Some people want to say watch your six. Okay. Be a good person. Do good. Everything should work out all right. There's evil in the world, but you can't stop living. Red October out.